What's up, CEOs? I think I'm live. If you're watching this right now, then hit replay because you're probably watching the replay. And let's see who all is coming in today. Can you hear me? That's not how you spell here. Hear me. All right, so I'm not sure how many people saw the announcement for today's video, but it's all about some things that I've been talking about with people from strategy sessions that I've had these last couple of weeks. I didn't think that people would be strategizing about their business right now, but I must say I'm like impressed that you still about this business. So I've been talking to a lot of people about cash flow, consistent cash flow, and profit on cars. So that's what I was thinking about talking to everyone about, because I keep getting the same questions over and over. So I'm like, okay, obviously there are a lot of people who need to know. So let me introduce myself, because I got a lot of people in the group who may not know me, but I'm Shamel Leonard, and I started Auto Dealer Business School because I was really kind of frustrated with having to learn everything the hard way and making so many mistakes and losing so much money. So I said that if I can start some kind of program or school where auto dealers can come and they can get all the information they need to avoid all the potholes, to avoid all the mistakes, and to not lose so much money, then that would make me feel like that time and that money that I lost was for a higher purpose. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, is to help you to be successful faster than I was successful. So today we're talking about if you're not making a lot of money. So there are a lot of people who are making like hundreds of dollars per car in profit. And to me, that is like, what? How are you making just $100 per profit? Like, what are you doing? What's going on? But then I had to think, and I'm like, oh, I remember what was going on, because when I first started, I was only making, a couple of $100, maybe $500-$600 in profit per car. And these are the things that I had to change to make that difference. So let me just make sure I'm live, because I am not seeing anybody in. And post it in. Okay, am I in the right group? All right, hold on. Make sure I'm in the right group. So I don't see anybody. I'm gonna still drop what I want to drop, but I want to make sure that I'm dropping it in the right place. Okay. All right, it does look like I'm live. So I guess a couple of people are just, doing what they're doing right now. They'll come in later. But anyway, so number one thing that I had to change to make more profit per car was I had to change how I was buying cars. So I noticed that a lot of people I work with have the same issue that I had in the beginning, which is, you think, well, what's the worst that can happen with buying and selling cars for profit? You're buying them at the auto auction and they're wholesale. So then you buy them and then you mark it up and then you sell it and then you make all the money in between. Good morning. So it's like, what's so hard with buying and selling cars? It's not. It seems real easy, right? Until you do it and you're like, oh, I'm not making a whole lot of money on these cars. So what am I doing? You're probably trying to buy cars that need no work done. Okay, and cars that need no work done, everybody is trying to buy. So they're more expensive at the auction. So you need to get cars that aren't as what I want to say is in demand, or you want to get cars that are not like the lowest hanging fruit, because the lowest hanging fruit everybody's gonna want. So you have to develop your own strategy on what kind of cars you buy that nobody else wants but are still good cars. You feel me? Understand what I'm saying? So the other problem that I had in buying cars is because I had a mechanic in my pocket. I used to buy cars that needed too much work. And too much work meant that it took longer than 30 days to get ready to sell, to recondition it and get it ready for sale. And that's not good either, because now even if I get decent profit from that car, it's taking me a month, 2 months, 3 months, sometimes 4 months, to get it ready to sell. That car is already worth less. Like, I'm already making less because it takes me too long. Oh, you finally called alive. What's up? What's up, Marshall? Good morning. Yeah, I was wondering what was up because I didn't see anybody on. So I'm like, is the video on? But I see you here. So I was just talking about how you have to buy your cars. So you have to buy your cars with profit in them. And those cars are not going to be the ones that everybody is looking to buy, the ones that need no work. Now, you want to find a car that appears as though it needs a lot of repairs, like to someone who is not trained as an auto dealer. You want to buy cars that appear that the repairs are a headache, but in actuality, it's a quick, easy fix. That's what you want to go after. And you also want to stay away from the cars that need too much in repairs because they take too long to sell. And so I'm saying all this because I've been talking to a lot of people and they are struggling with profit in cars. So though I had to change the way I bought. That was the first thing, is buying cars with profit in them. Okay. So then any questions on changing how you buy cars to get more profit? If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Okay. So after I changed how I was buying cars, then I had to change how I was selling cars. And what I mean by that is when I first started out, I was only selling cash cars. I offered no financing whatsoever. Quickly realized that if you want to get more profit or if you want to sell more cars, then you need to offer some kind of financing. Okay. You need to offer all the kinds of financing, really. It's not just some, it's all the kinds. Every kind of financing you need to offer. Okay, what I mean by that is you are going to want to offer financing from a third-party finance company. And then you're going to also want to offer buy here, pay here financing. Okay, and then that way you have more control over what cars you can be financed and who can finance them, because a third party company, they have their guidelines, and if somebody doesn't fit, then you can't sell the car to them, right? And when people came to, when people come to me, well, when they came to me in the beginning, I hated turning them away, because I'm like, one, I need that sale, and two, I already did all the hard work to get them here, so I need to figure out how to sell them a car no matter what. Marshall says, yes, the money is made when you buy. Yes, it is. So you have to change the way you buy to make more money. And then you have to change the way you sell to make even more money. Okay, so offer third-party financing. If you're having some issues with third-party financing, what's up, Cordelia? If you have any issues with third-party financing, then let me know what your issues are. I can't imagine what you might be going through in securing third-party financing. What I do want to say is you can't sign up with just any company, because you want to find a company that has reasonable fees. Okay, so just make sure it's a good relationship. Make sure they're not taking all your money just to finance your customer. You understand what I'm saying? You feel me? Okay, so work with someone who is easy to work with. Marshall says, also they use their personal bank loans. Oh yeah, yeah. So I would have, I have people come with their personal bank loans, but most people didn't. Most people didn't. As a consumer, I always came to the lot with my bank loan. Okay, so that's just not something everybody does though. But so if they don't, then you got to offer them some kind of financing. Any questions on financing? I got my good vibes only mug today. Good vibes only. I hope everybody is good. Everybody is safe. Everybody is, still making it do what it do. Okay, so first one was I had to change the way I bought cars. I had to buy cars that had more profit in them, but didn't have too much in repairs that it took too long to get ready to sell. And then number two, I had to change the way I sold cars. I couldn't just sell cash cars. I had to sell financing as well. And so then the number three thing, which really changed the game for me from that moment on, I was surprised at how much taking trade-ins changed the game. Oh my goodness. If you are not taking trade-ins, you need to take trade-ins, okay? Taking trade-ins increased the profit on every deal I made. Every deal that had a trade-in. And even the first couple of deals, I didn't even do trade-ins right. Like, I didn't do the calculation right. I did not do the whole process right, but still ended up making a lot more money. Now I know how to do it right, and I teach, how to do the trade-ins to make sure you make all the profit. And, trade-ins, that was the game changer for sure. Because a lot of people have a car. Most of the cars, I took even in the beginning, were like damaged in some way. So there was they needed something fixed, or they had been in an accident. And I would still take those trade-ins. Like, a lot of places don't take those trade-ins, but I take those trade-ins. And, the ones that have too much in damage to like really fix, you sell at Copart. And then the others you fix up, and you sell, wherever you sell them. But, like that really changed the game, trade-ins. So if you aren't doing trade-ins, you need to do trade-ins. Carlos, do you do any buy here, pay here? I haven't done any buy here, pay here in a minute, but I am going to do buy here, pay here again. So trade-ins, changing the way you sell the cars, you gotta do financing, and changing how you buy the cars. Any questions? About that? That was really what changed the game, and that's how I ended up getting profits of, with trade-ins, they could be up to like 3,000. Oh yeah, Carlos, I love buy here, pay here too. Carlos says I highly recommend it, love it, it's changed my life. Yeah, I like buy here, pay here too. But what I don't like I don't want to say I don't like, but I have to have the time and space to manage the customers, because they're a different kind of customer for the buy here, pay here cars. And sometimes I just don't feel like living that life. Because it's, it takes some patience. It takes some follow-up. It takes a lot to manage buy here, pay here customers. And sometimes I'm feeling froggy. Sometimes I'm not, right? And I wasn't feeling froggy. I was focusing on other things. So the next go round, if you will, but like the next time I started doing buy here, pay here, I'm just gonna have some things in place so that it's not so time consuming, because it is time consuming, especially if you have a lot of accounts out. If you have a couple, not so much, but if you have a lot of accounts out, it's time consuming. Are you finding that it consumes a lot of time, Carlos? let me know. But yeah, so that's it. Any other questions about buying cars right, selling cars, and taking trade-ins? Those are really the three things. I mean, it's really easy, really simple on how you can get your profits up for sure. So I just want to say that while I wait on questions, I just want to say that the people who I've talked to today, or not today, but the people I talked to recently in the strategy sessions, I've told them about the business of buying and selling cars, which is where I show you how to buy right, how to sell, and I am going to include how to finance in the business of buying and selling cars. So if you're interested in that, I'll put the link for more information there. It's about how to inspect cars, because I know why you are buying the cars that don't need any work. I know you're buying them because you're not quite sure, how to go about fixing cars or what to fix, or managing that whole reconditioning process. So I get it. So that's why I have the how to inspect vehicles, and then how to repair and detail, or how to recondition, and then how to sell, and how to add financing, or how to do financing, manage financing. I will add. So if that's something you're interested in, then I will put the link in the description. Carlos says, yes, it does. My wife stays at office. We went from open 3 days to now 6 days. We are on 80 accounts, goes 100 by the end. For beginners without a location, what would be the best way to sell until you get a location to become more profitable? So, in Georgia, we don't have to have a location to start. And I did everything that you can do with a location. The only thing that a location brought more of is it brought walk-in traffic, and it brought more, when people did have cars to trade in, they could just bring them to the location. But what I'm saying then is, without a location, you can still sell cars, cash cars. You can sell cars. You can sell cars. They don't have to be at your location. Okay. So hopefully that answered your question. Did that answer your question? So you can sell, I would say the two best ways to sell without a location would be cash cars, and also auto broker. So broker deals. That's what I would say. All right. So yeah, Carlos, it does. It's a lot to manage. And I was on a mission to find like the easiest way to manage my business and still get consistent income. So I started exploring some other things other than buy here, pay here accounts. But yeah, buy here, pay here accounts are great. It's a lot to manage. So good luck on that, Carlos. I wish you you get to the goal of 100 by the end of the year, because that definitely does change things, especially with consistent income. But there are other ways to get consistent income, and I wanted to experiment with some less taxing ways. So, but we'll see, because we'll see how the business changes after this time. So if you have any questions about, making more money selling cars, let me know, because I'm trying to remember what it is I needed to know when I first started. So if I left anything out, it's because I just don't quite remember that far back in that moment. But if you start asking me questions, it jogs my memory, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember, when way back in the day. Okay, so like I said, I wish everybody to be safe and healthy. It looks like they want to open up the country again. It doesn't look like we're really ready, so just be safe and use common sense, because you can't turn your business around if you are not alive, or if you are sick. So, or you can't grow your business if you ain't here. So I want to see everybody here, and I want to see you healthy. So stay safe, please. And I will see you next week. Bye.